What rights do women not have that men
Exactly.
have? None of them have been able to answer that question.
On?
That's Dana Loesch, radio host, author, blogger.
See this feather? I'm also half eagle.
Conservative alternative to old dudes, and spokesperson for the National Rifle Association. Loesch was born in 1978 to Southern Baptist Democrats in a small Missouri town about 40 miles from St. Louis, where her grandfather taught her how to shoot BB guns in their backyard, and her parents owned rifles.
Oh, and I love the way it smells.
Yeah.
Oh, a newly manufactured firearm. When is Yankee going to make this? When is this going to be a candle?
She attended St. Louis Community College at Merrimack before transferring to Webster University to study journalism.
They also did it with Sarah Palin in the whole "I can see Russia from my house," which, by the way, she never, ever, ever said.
There are next door neighbors, and you can actually see Russia from land here in Alaska.
She dropped out after getting pregnant with her soon-to-be husband, Chris, a Republican, and former frontman of a local punk band. Although Chris now manages Dana's career,
I'm the man behind the woman that is probably more of a man than a lot of men.
The two used to argue constantly about politics until Dana switched sides. Her views started to change after Bill Clinton's extramarital affair, and then she came to her Jesus moment in the wake of the 9/11 tragedy. 9/11 was the deal sealer for Dana, Chris said. Long before peddling guns, Loesch peddled another plague among America's youth, the Twilight series. In 2004, she started a mommy blog called Momalogs.
Hey ladies, it's Dana Loesch with Momalogs.com.
Loesch penned a piece nearly every day, giving her growing audience a behind-the-scenes look into her life as a mother. She wrote about everything from the pros and cons of plastic surgery to how great Twilight is in a piece called Goth Boys Are Hot.
Try to figure that one out.
I walked into Target, bought some laundry detergent, tampons, Twilight, and Chef Boyardee ravioli for the boys. Her blog picked up so much steam, she was given a column in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch in 2006. In 2007, she recalled how small people used to be. Every time I take a flight of stairs in my house, I'm reminded of how tiny people were back in the olden days. Like, really tiny. And years before she took on teens who had just survived a mass shooting, she took on a sandwich. This sandwich tastes like ass. In 2008, after she finished her ass sandwich, Loesch began hosting her own radio show, The Dana Show, from KFTK-FM in St. Louis. The program consisted of guest segments and long rants espoused by Dana. Like sticking up for a bakery owner who called terrorists ragheads at a rally. Loesch defended him, saying, "We have somebody like Dave MacArthur who has the brass to call it as it is." And the liberal critics are like, "Oh, that's a slur, that's a slur." And these are the same people who say teabagger. With her rise in fame came loads of hate mail. Loesch began to view the world through a lens of violence and paranoia. Soon after, she took self-defense classes and purchased multiple weapons, including the one she had right next to her son's toy gun.
Yeah, and you have 80 million gun owners. You know, the first problem that I see is that ABC producers irresponsibly conclude that we have an epidemic of accidental shootings involving children because these producers placed guns around play areas and children looked at them.
In 2010, she joined Breitbart's crack editorial team. Founder of the site, Andrew Breitbart, said, "Everybody was telling me about this amazing person who just emerged out of nowhere, who had this amazing spirit and had the ability to write, who was almost the embodiment of everything that I want to happen with journalism." At Breitbart, she penned numerous articles, 6 of which were about Chick-fil-A. She also wrote an article defending Paul Ryan from Rage Against the Machine guitarist Tom Morello. After Morello found out Ryan was a huge fan, he said, "He is the embodiment of the machine our music rages against." Loesch, apparently at this point an expert in rap metal, came to Ryan's defense. I was in high school when RATM was at the apex of their career, and many of my friends liked them. Guitarist Tom Morello's overuse of effects pedals and the predictable structure of their songs bored the hell out of me. They are no Metallica, no Misfits. Ryan's admission was a negative, but not as much to me as Morello. The following year, in 2011, Loesch was hired by CNN as a political analyst. But they distanced themselves from her after she defended a group of Marines who urinated on dead Taliban soldiers. I'd drop trow and do it too. That's me, though. I want 1,000,000 cool points for these guys, she said. And things over at Breitbart weren't going much better. In 2012, after Andrew Breitbart died, Loesch's relationship with the site and its new executive chair, Steve Bannon, reportedly went tragically awry. She ended up suing Breitbart, seeking release from her contract and at least $75,000 in damages. The case was dismissed. In 2014, Loesch packed up and moved to Dallas to work for Glenn Beck's The Blaze, another conservative news network. She used her platform to go after anything from the comedy show Inside Amy Schumer to reading her hate mail in Batman villain Bane's voice.
He tweets, quote, I'm going to use my Bane voice because I'm under the weather and it sounds awesome.
Awful, awful people. D. Loesch goes on Fox and lies about Hillary Clinton's concussion.
The hate, I make the hate work for me. I don't get intimidated, I just get even. It's punk rock conservatism. I want to have fun with it. I want to be fist in the air. You can have a good time and kick some butt. They're not mutually exclusive.
But what apparently is mutually exclusive is mental health and guns. In the aftermath of the Parkland school shooting, during which 17 people were killed, Loesch was the NRA's messenger, and she threw all of the blame off of guns and onto mental illness, calling the shooter nuts and an insane monster.
I don't believe that this insane monster should have ever been able to obtain a firearm.
But just a few years before, Loesch tweeted, "Everyone wants to classify everything as a mental health issue, so it absolves people of responsibility for their own actions." Loesch took over as spokesperson for the NRA in 2017. She first sparked outrage shortly after she joined the association. NRA TV released a video where Loesch attacked the New York Times in a way that both parties feared could encourage violence.
We're going to fisk the New York Times and find out just what deep rich means to this old gray hag, this untrustworthy, dishonest rag that has subsisted on the welfare of mediocrity for 1, 2, 3 more decades. We're going to laser focus on your so-called honest pursuit of truth. In short, we're coming for you.
She later claimed the media loves mass shooting.
Many in legacy media love mass shootings. You guys love it. Now, I'm not saying that you love the tragedy, but I am saying that you love the ratings. Crying white mothers are ratings gold.
She'd also love to see members of the media get curb stomped, a violent move made popular by a white supremacist in the movie American History X.
I'm happy, just frankly, to see them curb stomped. I mean, let's be real about it, Grant. These people are just the worst thing that could ever possibly happen just to the American political system right now with the way that they cover so many things. I have so many things that I hate about mainstream media. There is no way we are going to fit it in the allotted time today. They are the rat bastards of the earth.
Loesch and the NRA have not backed down from their firm positions on opposing expanded background checks and upping the age limit. Until they do, at least we have their thoughts and prayers.
I don't know what else I can say about it except please pray for those who have been affected, the families and the children who went through this and now are going to have a lifetime to figure out, what did I just witness? What just happened to me?